Welcome to the diverse city of Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, home of Howard University, one of America's leading black colleges. We are gathered today at the Crampton Auditorium for the 2008 African Dance Explosion.
Super Eagles go! Go! Super Eagles go! Go! Super Eagles go! Go! Super Eagles go!
Culture, 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 culture TV. Culture, 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 culture TV. The African connection. The African connection.
We are here at the Howard University covering the African Dance Explosion 2008, and we're privileged to have Kingsa, and I would like Kingsa to tell us what's the Dance Explosion all about.
The Dance Explosion is actually a cultural event. What we're trying to do over here is just showcase the African talent. So what we did is we brought in a bunch of groups across the U.S., and what we're going to be doing today is just showcasing, different dances in the African continent.
All right. And how many groups do you have?
We have 5 groups, and the groups are actually nationwide. So we have groups from Atlanta, North Carolina, Washington, D.C., so it's a very good, dynamic, and diverse group.
Okay, and if I may ask you, what's the Dance Explosion all about?
The Dance Explosion is all about bringing young African professionals together, and it's all about, showing that we can multitask. Most of these individuals are very talented, they're doing a lot of great things in their normal and daily routine, and they also have a passion for dancing.
All right. And for how long has the Dance Explosion been in existence? Because I think I came to one event, I don't know, is it 2005, and I was very much impressed with the way you guys are in touch with Africa.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I felt it was a positive thing, especially being in America.
Exactly.
And showcasing something that is African. Not only do you guys actually concentrate with one type of one region, but you guys do different regions. So can you tell us how long have you guys been in existence?
We have been in existence since 2007.
Okay.
And I'm actually representing Force Afrique, but you're correct. The first Dance Explosion occurred in 2005, and it was a great event. We had a lot of positive feedback, and that's the reason why we decided to launch it a second time. And we're hoping that from this year going onwards, it will be actually a cultural annual event.
Okay. And what would you like our listeners, especially from Africa, because Culture TV is a TV in East Africa and the diaspora. So what do you what would you tell the people down there, of what's going on here in America? Because right now, if you look at the way Africa is going, we're going towards a lot of people are going into a lot of the Western things, thinking that when you are in the West, anything that is African is not cool. Can you explain to them why you guys are doing this?
We're doing this to show that, this is the next generation. They're doing great things, and we are still sticking to our roots. So you can see that if you look at the age group, these are very, young people. And, the fact that they're able to actually come out here and do traditional dances, contemporary dances, still shows that, they're strongly attached to the origins.
Okay.
So what I would like the people back home to do is to show their support. They can do that by either, sponsoring, sending emails. There are different kinds of support, actually coming out and suggesting that they'll be willing to, promote the event next year on their different websites.
Okay.
Because I think all those different dynamics are encouraging. So I think that's what they can do. These guys are really, great, and they're doing all of this pro bono. So, the more support they have out there, the more they're willing to take it out each year. And I'm hoping that we'll actually be able to pass down to, the future generations. So, the message out there is, it's not because we come out, to the U.S. and to other countries that we forget about Africa.
True.
This is the young generation. They're doing great things, and we want to, encourage them to, come back home. And in order for that to happen, we need to see the support of our parents, grandparents. So they can do that in many forms. Again, what I said is they can do that by either, spreading the word around there, making this cultural event, more popular than what it is today. And that would encourage more and more Africans to do great things like this.
Okay, and another question. What's the criteria of the championship itself, the dance championship? Have you guys broken it down?
Well, we have actually broken it down into 3 categories. There's the traditional dance, there's a contemporary dance, and then there's a freestyle. And then the criteria to actually join the competition is, we want to see what you're doing, outside of dancing. We want to, make sure that, you're pushing yourself out there. So we're looking for people who are dynamic, that have goals, that are trying to attain goals. So we want to see people that, actually pushing their careers, pushing, their personal life, social life, whichever one it is, to the highest.
All right. Thank you very much for having the interview, and we're glad to be here. And just also to just let people know, is like, when you see people in the West, don't think that the Africans forget their culture or they forget where they come from. And the dance explosion is one example of what we're trying to approach, or these guys are trying to approach. So thank you very much for having us.
Well, thank you for having us.
No, actually not having us. Thank you very much for doing what you're doing. We're really proud of what you guys are doing. And I hope future generations will see things like this and copy from that. So thank you very much. Nkesa.
Africa, through diaspora, the African connection, culture television.
Are you guys excited or what?
Africa, through diaspora, the African connection, culture television.
Super Eagles go! Go! Super Eagles go! Go! Super Eagles go! Go! Super Eagles go! Go! Super Eagles go! All too fresh and all too big. This Niger American dream. When I crack that Niger born, the African people must scream. You crack that Niger boy! You crack that Niger boy! You crack that Niger boy! Niger boy up in this hole. What we crack as I they roll? What we crack that Niger boy? That's Superman. You crack that Niger boy! You crack that Niger boy! You crack that Niger boy! On it, crack that.
Culture, 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 culture TV. Culture, 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 culture TV. The African, the African, the African connection. The African, the African, the African connection. Africa, through diaspora, The African Connection, Culture Television. diaspora, the African connection, Culture Television. diaspora, the African connection, Culture Television.
go? West Africa? East Africa? Is there really a difference?
Don't you know that samurai? You know I'm a samurai. You sit on here fresh.
If we learn to unite as a nation, we will overcome all problems and tribulations. We may have left Africa, but Africa has not left us.
Africa, through diaspora, the African connection, culture television. The African connection, culture television.
Washington, D.C. So, as a fan of African music, African dance, how did you find the event today?
I definitely enjoyed the event and can say that the turnout was very, very wonderful. The competition is very, I can definitely say that the competition was very stiff, and I'm definitely curious to see if last year's champions are definitely going to defend the cup this year. But the turnout has been wonderful. The energy in the room was just skyrocketing, and everyone is out here having a good time. And you know, so many times I felt like I wanted to be on stage actually dancing. It was so hard, you know, staying on my seat and just being part of the audience.
So what do you think was what do you think was your best moments of the whole dance competition?
I really can't say there was any best moment for me. I just feel that every single part of Africa was represented today, and that is definitely something that we need to see here in the United States. Africans being proud of their culture, Africans being proud of themselves, and being able to represent who they really are. Yeah,
because one thing that was intriguing for me is a group that came from North Carolina. The way they translated a lot of music that we associate with the waistline, you know, but they translated in a very different way. So, on the other hand, I'm just trying to insist on what you're saying, in the sense that I felt proud that at least people should know African music is not only Congolese music, because that's the most, when people hear contemporary, they think of Congolese music. So in other words, I'm trying to say is like, Africa has all different kinds of music. There's Mbala, we had a little bit of Senegalese, Nigerian music, we had like Kenyan music, we had like different aspects of the African culture. So on the other hand, as a dancer, what would you say, like what would you, if you had to bring a group on stage, what would you concentrate on?
As a dancer, what I would mainly concentrate on is all aspects, like you're saying, you know, most people just think African dance has to do with the waist movements, but as we saw tonight, some people, you know, engage their legs, they definitely engage their arms, so, you know, we need to see the whole body movement, not just the waist, so that is what I would be focusing on today. If I was a judge, all body movement involved, as well as, you know, coordination from the dancers.
Just between me and you, which group do you think was the best?
Well, I think the previous champions did a good job, but as I said, the competition today was very stiff, so they definitely have some competition coming their way. They're going to have to work really hard to defend the cup.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Here we have some fans of dance and some fans of this kind of event. So I just want to explain, to ask something. How did you find the event today?
It's a good event. You know, there's a lot of people having fun. The Niger boys that perform different groups from different countries. Just represents Africa, you know.
And which country do you come from?
I'm from Nigeria.
Okay. How about you, brother?
From Nigeria.
How about you?
Nigeria.
So these are the Niger boys. Niger boys representing. Okay, so
we have different categories. You know, we have the Igbos, Hausa, and Yoruba, and some small ethnic groups from the Igbos.
And do you think Nigeria was represented very well on stage?
As you can see, we had the Niger boys that performed. The crowd from Nigeria, when they say Nigeria, we show a lot of support. Yes, we represent a lot.
And what would be your advice to the youth in Africa, especially who are imitating a lot of the Western ways.
Advice to the youth in Africa: be proud to be African. There's a lot of people in the Westerns who are proud to be Africans. You know, Africans, we have a lot of rich culture, and we should be proud to be African.
And ladies and gentlemen, the group that you're all waiting to hear for this evening is Les Belles d'Afrique.
Definitely, as you saw at the African Dance Explosion 2008, Africa is so diverse. We saw dancers from East Africa, Central Africa, South Africa, West Africa, North Africa. So sometimes we'd like to let the youth know, or the young people know, Africa, you don't have to come from Africa to maintain the African culture. You saw the group from North Carolina, which was very good, and they translated the African music in their own way. So remember, the diaspora is big. Africa is still Africa. Wherever you are, we still represent and become Africans. Jose Kasikoe, reporting for Culture TV.
Subscription to African Vibes, and of course, as you can.
Culture, culture, culture. Culture TV. Culture, culture, culture. Culture TV. The African, the African, the African connection. The African, the African, the African connection. Africa, through diaspora, the African connection, Culture Television.
What's your message to the African youth, especially in America?
My message to the African youth is that they should maintain their culture even if they're in America, because America here there's a lot of mixed culture. But so long as you can identify yourself with your culture from your background, it's very, very important not to forget your culture.
Okay, yeah. And what's your name again?
My name is Evans Orlando from DC, from Kenya.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Joined here with Mwangaza dancers who are the first runners-up for the 2008 Dance Explosion. So I'd like to ask you guys, first of all, I'd like to congratulate you guys.
Thank you.
For being the first runners-up. If I was the judge, I'll give you number one. Because, and I'll give my reasons, because most of the time, being an African, when you listen to the music that you guys choreograph your dances to, we always think about the West. But you guys came out very creative with different styles and different formations. So who comes up with the choreography?
It's a collective effort.
Yes. But I will say, we will give the 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are our masterminds because they are dance majors. So we thank you guys. Thank you.
Okay, another thing. How did you guys get your music? Because I realize most of the music, you collected music from all the regions.
We're actually from all different parts of Africa.
Okay.
Starting from here. I'm from Central America, Panama.
Okay, I'm sorry for starting the interview without you guys introducing yourselves. So I'll just start from right. What's your name?
Susan Nzanya from Cameroon.
Naomi McQueen from Panama.
Lala from East Africa, Ethiopia. Tutu from Nigeria.
Javon from Fort Boyon, from Liberia, West Africa, Monrovia.
Malika from South Africa. And I am the one, the only Susanna Ochola from Kenya. Go Obama, go Raila.
Okay, so I realize you guys actually you basically a collective is like basically represent the whole continent.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what would you say about the competition like this, especially in America, where we don't like the media is so much into the hip hop thing, you know? So, and you guys, you're young and still stuck to the African roots. So, what would you say? What would be your advice to the other African youth down in Africa?
A big thing would be just to open your mind to know where everything comes from. Because you can trace pretty much any dance style and trace it right back to Africa. So whether we do lyrical or modern or traditional or hip-hop, it always goes back to our roots. And that's one thing that we do, stay grounded. But no matter what we show our technique, make sure that you can tell that it comes back to Africa.
It's true, Africa is the origin of all music.
Yes.
So once again, I'd like to congratulate you and thank you very much.
You're watching Culture TV, the African Connection.
Culture TV, the African Connection.
Yes, sir.
We got it.
Papa wanje, erida nanjero, Papa yananga, siko. Culture, 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 Culture TV. Culture, 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 Culture TV. The African, the African, the African connection. The African, the African, the African connection.